Hey guys, welcome to my January 7th DVD update. Well, I know it's been about 3 weeks or so since the last update. Sorry for the delay, but as you can see, I'm even in a new setting behind the DVDs because it has better lighting on my features. Well, the first DVD I was going to show is the brand new DVD of the new Margera film, Minghags, which is exclusively available on Minghags.com. And with this DVD, you are going to get the movie as well as a bonus disc with over 2 hours of features. And I actually watched this movie when Frantz was over. And if you liked Haggard, you will love this movie. And it also comes with stickers, 2 stickers, and a poster. I don't know if all the posters, I don't think all the posters are signed. This was signed to Sean, and Phil signed this, Bam signed it, and Frantz himself signed it. So definitely go to Minghags. Do not download this online. But just support the film and get the copy at Minghags.com. I really enjoyed this. And it's very similar in style to the Dunn and Murch kind of videos. So if you like those, you'll definitely enjoy this. And there's a lot of DVDs to show this update. I believe I probably watched about 70%, maybe 80%. There are a few that I didn't get to, but I didn't want to make you all wait any longer. The next one I got that looked interesting, didn't get to watch it yet, was this new Jason Biggs film, Lower Learning, the Pie Fudger. I usually watch every movie that he's in. I think in this he's like a school principal and the school is going bankrupt or something like that. Next one I got, when I was at the King of Prussia Mall, the FYE I was going out of business and they had a 50% off sale, which usually DVDs don't get to that point, or normally they would be closed down before that point. And I got The Return to Oz. It was one of the ones I got. And I got this because the Angry Video Game Nerd was mentioning this, and I haven't watched this since about probably like 1990. I haven't seen this in years. I couldn't remember if I liked it or not, but his review made me want to watch it again. The next one I got, and now I'm finding that they're out in all the Best Buys, and they all went out of print, but I guess they have a lot of copies of the second and third one. I mean the third and fourth one. It's the Children of the Corn 3. And there's been so many of these, I cannot remember if this was the one I liked a lot. There was they were all pretty decent. The second one I can't find though. They're all like I said, everyone went out of print. But somehow there's like these huge overstocks of these. So I went to the one, and then I went to the one where I live, and they had like 20 copies of this. So I'm guessing they must have found, Disney found a huge, gigantic box of these and was just giving them all to Best Buy and like sell these things. Another one I got that I wanted to get to watch, but I didn't, was, and believe me, there's a lot I watched. I'm just going through the ones I didn't watch first. Is Bloodsuckers from Outer Space, which looked interesting. I can't tell if it's a shot-on video or it just looked like it was an interesting zombie film from the 80s from Truman Show. Just about done with the ones I haven't seen yet. The next one is Tom Green's new film, Shred, which I looked at the trailer for it. It just looked alright. I usually watch everything Tom Green does. So, who knows with that. Jeez, a lot of ones. I wish I got to watch these. The next one, this one I did see. I saw this in theaters, and it's the Coen Brothers film, Burn After Reading. And I really liked this. A lot of critics really didn't enjoy this, and as I work in the movie theaters, a lot of people came out of it and saying, ugh, that was awful and boring. And I actually I enjoyed it. I don't know. I thought it was definitely worth watching. It was about, two characters work at it. This character works at a gym. She finds this CD with all this information on it. She really wants to have, tummy tuck and all this work done. So she tries to blackmail the, John Malkovich's character into getting, because John Malkovich's character is the one who had that CD. She tries to blackmail him to get money out of him and to get the surgeries. It was pretty good. And one of the Blu-rays I got that I didn't get to look at yet was Death Race, which the only reason I got this was it was on Stephen King's Best Films of 2008. I heard nothing but terrible reviews of this, so I don't know if it's any good or not. I'm pretty sure I saw the original Roger Corman one years ago, but I cannot remember for sure. And now the last of the ones that I have not seen yet is the Wackness, which I got yesterday. And I only got this because it has Josh Peck, who now he used to be a fat fighter like me, but now he's a skinny weenie. Because, he lost all that weight just so surprisingly and suddenly. Who knows how. but he lost all that weight, and then he came back on Drake and Josh all skinny and boof. But he's in this new movie, The Wackness, which I believe takes place in 1994. Yeah, summer of 1994. And also Mary-Kate comes back in this too. I've heard decent reviews of this one. Now on to the Blu-rays. I got a whole bunch of Blu-rays from Paramount. New titles from Paramount. And the first one is Event Horizon. So I was just watching again. This is a real creepy movie. I watched the on DVD a few years back and saw the tape years ago. I've seen this movie since it was new. I've always liked this. It's about this crew that's going to investigate. They get a signal from this out in space, and it's the Event Horizon, which they believe went missing 7 years before. So they go out to investigate it. They find the ship. They don't see anybody on this ship, but it's all about like this ship that has this power to fold time, so it can go from one destination in time to another within minutes or within a day. But then it gets real creepy. They're envisioning their worst fears when they get on the ship, and it's one of the creepiest movies. Next to Session 9, if you're watching this and you haven't seen this before, you will be creeped out by this. It's very freaky, and I've always been. This is one of these movies I don't watch too much because it's very scary. And it's Paul Anderson. The next one, and I watched this one in theaters and watched it again. It's Ricky Gervais in Ghost Town. First time I saw it, I was kind of depressed because like within the day before my dog died, Max died. So it wasn't really the time to be watching something like this. This is a pretty good movie. It's about Ricky Gervais goes in for a colonoscopy and gets put to sleep and dies in his sleep for 15 minutes, and they bring him back to life. When they bring him back to life, he starts seeing all these ghosts, and all the ghosts keep bugging him to help him out. The one ghost he runs into is Greg Kinnear's character, who has one thing he desperately wants to tell his wife, and he's like following around, which is Tia Loren's character. It's pretty good. It's not the best one, but I did like it. The next one is Into the Wild, and this is about the Amelia Hirsch character, who's like a really good in school, has like a really privileged life, and then one day just gets sick of it all and goes and basically like lives without it. He burns all of his money, gets rid of all his credit cards, gets rid of everything, and goes out to live with. He has no money. He basically just wants to live in the world. So his car runs out of gas, then he has to hitchhike. And then he ends up living in the woods and going through all these life stories. It's a very depressing movie, but it's very well done, Sean Penn film. And if you have not seen this, I would definitely recommend you check this one out. And the last one is Old School. So I did not get to rewatch this one again, but I remembered liking this. But I'll talk about it again in the next update. And this is the big thing I got for Christmas, which I should have probably shown first, but it's the Ghostbusters complete collection of the Real Ghostbusters cartoon set, and you can get this exclusively on TimeLife.com. And I believe it's coming. They're going to be releasing these in stores, not the set though. They're releasing the individual series, individual volumes in stores, and they come in these steel cases, and it's 5 steel cases. Let me show you. And I've started watching the first one. They did a very good job on the features for this. And I actually saw the panel for this at Comic-Con last year while they were talking about it. So the one guy who was on the panel was like in a bunch of these as the moderator. And I would definitely, if you like this show, you should definitely pick up this one. See if you, and I know it's expensive. It's about $175 for all of them. But if you wait and buy these separately, they're going to be about $45 in stores, so it comes out to probably about the same price, if not more, if you wait. I mean, if you get them in stores. And you also get an exclusive bonus disc this way, which has the promo pilot, commentary, special interviews, as well as the booklet that talks about all the episodes. And you won't get that if you don't get this set. But as growing up watching these shows, I really did enjoy these, and I'm going to watch through all of them. I just watched the first season, the first volume so far. But oh yeah, in case you want to see the other disc covers. But I would definitely recommend you get this. And yeah, I mean, on DVD Talk you could vote for the cover of this that you wanted, like in the case. And this is actually the one I remember voting for. Was in the the station set. If you like that though, you definitely should check that out. The next one, as Blu-ray that I got, is Tommy Boy, which is one of my favorite movies. And as you know, I'm a Chris Farley kind of guy myself, and I'm a huge Chris Farley fan. This is the one about, if you haven't seen this, I mean, you definitely need to check this one out. And it's Chris Farley and his brother, and his father's company. His father dies, and his father's company is in trouble, so he has to go out on like, make the rounds that his father would do in hopes to try and sell these brake pads. And he goes with David Spade's character, and they're trying to sell these brake pads off, and there's all these issues. At the same time, the woman that Chris Farley's character's father was married to, it was a scheme, and she's trying to, she basically wants the company to fail, so she gets the money from when they sell it off to the Dan Aykroyd's character, which is like a competitive company that wants to buy the company out since they don't have the money. You know, this is one of the funniest movies, and, you know, if you like Chris Farley, you definitely should get this, and if you haven't seen this, and it looks very good on Blu-ray, I would definitely recommend this. The next one I got was this funny, it's another Farley movie, but with Farley's brother, and it's, which I never really took much notice of his brother. It's Kevin Farley, until I saw him in the Curb Your Enthusiasm, which freaked me out because he looked just like Chris, and he's basically playing Chris Farley character as the rat catcher in the episode with Larry David episode. This is the movie American Carol, which he plays basically the Michael Moore character. And, like, the whole movie is basically just saying how Michael Moore is, like, un-American. He's playing a character that's supposed to be Michael Moore. I don't really care for the Michael Moore movies. The Bowling for Columbine was an interesting one, and I did like Roger and Moore, but I didn't really like this movie very much. Like, Gary Coleman was funny for that one little scene. I don't know. It was just alright. I don't really care for things like this, and it wasn't really very funny. On the commentary, they were even saying how many jokes failed in this. I mean, compared to, like, even if you compare this to Scary Movie 4, which I did not like very much, Scary Movie 4 looks like a masterpiece compared to this. I mean, they've really lost a lot with what they're doing now. And this is one that is coming out in a week or so. And I kind of like this one, surprisingly. And it's Without a Paddle, Nature's Calling, which is the direct-to-DVD or direct-to-DVD and Blu-ray sequel to Without a Paddle. And no, it doesn't star any of the originals. And it's basically what they did was, the characters of those girls that lived up in that treehouse, they basically found a way to use them and so they could at least have some relatable character to the original. Otherwise, it would just be like the same name sequel with absolutely no relevance to the first one. It's about these three guys that this one guy is like a nurse in an old folks home, and the old woman that he likes there is taking care of is dying, and she really wants to see her niece again, but the niece ran off 5 years ago. No one's seen her since. So these three guys and the niece's brother have to go off into the woods to try and find this girl. And out there's all these problems. The thing I didn't care for with this was there's these very strange CGI squirrels, which I did not understand exactly what they were doing with this. I mean, I would thought it would have been better if they did like Caddyshack puppets or something, but these CGI squirrels were really, really poor. I mean, really bad. And it seemed to be like the way they were doing. I don't know. I don't care for CGI when they use it in that kind of a way. The movie, though, I thought was pretty funny, though. All in all, I would definitely recommend it. Sorry, and the next one is one of the ones I got from the going out of business FYE. It's Pauly Shore's movie, so I never got to see till now, Natural Born Comics. This really was not very good, and I really was hoping it was going to be good. They brought back the Weasel character and everything for this. A few of the skits were funny, but it was really... And I mean, I like Pauly Shore's movies. I liked In the Army Now. I liked, In the Army Now was not my favorite one. I really liked Biodome. That was one of my favorite ones, which nobody liked that movie. Encino Man was great, but, you know, this was just really bad. And the Weasel character they tried to bring back was like, it was basically like sort of a spoof of it that wasn't very funny, and he wasn't really doing it the same. I mean, I think it's just time to pack that in. He's doing a new movie that I'm looking forward to seeing, but like those old characters, when you try and bring that stuff back, it never works out right. Another one I got, and this was about $1 at the FYE, and it's one that I always liked, is What Planet Are You From? And it's the Gary Shandling movie, and I'm a huge fan of Gary Shandling from the Larry Sanders Show, which he did, which sucks with the DVDs. They only have the first season and the best of the series. They need to put out the other seasons of that show. I do not understand why they haven't. And if anything, just sell them online like a Time Life or something. But it's a movie about Gary Shandling's character, who's this alien who comes down to Earth trying to impregnate a woman because they want to, basically they want to take over this planet. And I think this is a very funny movie. It didn't do well. Not many people like this, but I think you should check this out if you can find it. It's not too easy to find anymore. That's why when I found it in there for $1, I definitely got it. This one, another Paramount one that I really enjoyed, and I've never saw this one before until now, and I cried like a fiend. And it's the Demi Moore Patrick Swayze film Ghost. It's basically, this movie's about Demi Moore and Patrick Swayze are a new young couple. They're out one night, and Patrick Swayze's character gets shot after coming back from a play. And then Patrick Swayze comes back as a ghost and starts bothering Whoopi Goldberg's character and trying to get Whoopi Goldberg's character to go and tell Demi Moore's character, because I don't want to ruin anything about this movie, but she just has to tell him something, otherwise something bad would happen. And you will cry like a fiend in this movie. If you have not seen this, you definitely will see this. And if you like pottery, you will like this as well. The next one I got, which looked outstanding on Blu-ray, was The Truman Show, which is one of my favorite Jim Carrey movies. And I personally like Jim Carrey doing drama films. I think Jim Carrey can do a really good job at drama, and he doesn't get to do it very often. The number 23 he didn't do a bad job in that. That just was not really a good movie. And his hair in number 23 was a little strange. Now this movie is about Jim Carrey's character, who his whole life he's been on TV. Since he was born as a baby, he's been on TV, but he doesn't know it. And he's living in this town that's all a set. The whole town, the whole area he's in is all one big set. Everybody's an actor. He doesn't know about it, and he starts discovering things. Like a light falls from the sky, and he starts discovering that something's up. And you definitely... this is an outstanding movie. It looks great on Blu-ray. And I've just always liked this. And another one you will cry like a fiend to. And has really good music. The music just is amazing. Man, there's a lot of DVDs to show this one. The next one is Oversexed Rug Suckers from Mars. Tongue Twister. And this is a movie directed by the same director who did Getting Lucky. This one wasn't as good, but there was mono too, so it was only coming out of one speaker for some reason. But I thought it was decent. It's about these little aliens that they come down to Earth, and they're sort of screwing around, and they say, what would happen if a vacuum and a human mated? What would the kid look like? It's basically about that. It's interesting. Next one I got is another thing I got for Christmas, which is the complete series of Little Rascals. There's every single one of the episodes of short films, because these were aired in theaters. Has all of them. I've only watched a few of them. I know there's a lot of urban legends and myths about Little Rascals and things that happened. The next one is one I got a while back and haven't gotten to show yet, and is American Teen, which is the documentary, I think filmed in 2006, so it was 2 years after I graduated, about high school seniors in school and all the crap that goes on and all the problems and all the issues. I thought this was pretty good. It was a little... I didn't remember school being exactly like this, but I guess it was like this for other people. But there was all these issues. It's definitely a very well done documentary, though. There's all these rumors, though, about if some of it was scripted or anything, but I don't think it was. I think that was really what was going on. The next one, which was one I did not get to watch, was Wanted, and this is my dad said that it was good, and I did not get to see it in theaters. The next one I really was surprisingly liked. Is another one that was sent from Paramount that I was surprised that I was going to like, because I liked Count of Monte Cristo and a few other things like this, but it's The Duchess. Yes, I'm surprised that I like it. It was a little boring at first, but it's about Keira Knightley's character that marries the Duke. Yes, the Duke. And the Duke basically only wants her to have a son. That's the only reason. And she keeps having daughters. And she's getting really pissed off about the whole situation. And the Duke is cheating on her with all these women. and like he has and all these situations and all that. And I don't know. I really like this, and it's very depressing though, because I saw it that I was looking in the theaters. A lot of old people coming out of that crying like fiends. And one other one I got yesterday was the Pineapple Express, the Blu-ray disc of this, and which has the unrated and rated version. I think there's about a 6-minute difference. I haven't gotten to look at the differences. I watched the features though. What was weird though was not all the features were in high def. Because I'm guessing because they shot this in 2007, so they probably weren't shooting the behind-the-scenes things yet, and that was kind of a newer thing they were doing. Like now, all the features are usually in high def because they're planning ahead. And then the last two I got was Ghost Story, which someone recommended. I got this at FYE for like $4, and an Exploitation Cinema one, which has Satan's Slave and The Terror, which I started watching The Terror, which is very good. But, well, that was the big DVD update, and like I said, the main thing I got for Christmas was, the Ghostbusters set, and then the Little Rascals. So thanks again for everyone for watching and for subscribing. The new update will probably be up 2 weeks from now, hopefully, because I'm trying not to have it be 3 weeks. Sometimes it ends up being 4, but I really like it to end up being about 2.5 weeks or so. Anyway, though, thanks a lot for watching and for subscribing, and see you all next time.